Hello there, and welcome to Metroid Other M. My name is Eric. I call myself Demon Alchemist. And this is a bit different for me. For a number of reasons. For one, this is going to be the first 3D game I do. Love this song, by the way. And it's not exactly a popular game. But, like I've said, I'm very interested to show what I like and what I dislike. This music, by the way, reminds me of Fire Emblem Engage. This is a similar song. Yeah, let's go ahead and move in. I'm curious how long this series will take. I'm just going to do normal mode because hard mode's kind of ridiculous. I've yet to actually successfully finish hard mode. But I am going to be quiet for the cutscenes, like I have been with some other games. Because there's voice acting.
Why am I still alive? The baby. Mother, time to go.
Okay, Samus. Everything's normal.
I awoke to the familiar voice of a quarantine officer.
Let's try sitting up, huh? Slowly now.
A dream. I had been reliving the tragic moments of my recent past. Thanks to the hyper beam, which was given to me somehow by the baby, I laid Mother Brain to waste. And the explosion that followed destroyed planet Zebes, along with the remains of Mother Brain, the space pirates, and my long-standing nemesis, Ridley, and the baby.
Come on, Samus. Let's go next door.
Right, let's get Ready for a quick test, Samus?
Alright. I forgot how long that cutscene was. And I'm not going to necessarily be quiet for all dialogue, for all voice dialogue. This is quite a bit in gameplay. So yeah, that was obviously a recreation of the end battle, the final battle in Super Metroid.
Sharp-looking charge beam, just the way I like it.
I could do without the tutorial here at the beginning.
Okay, more fun.
It's helpful since this game obviously plays unlike every other game in the series. It makes sense, but also
Get out of overblown mode and return to normal. Perfect, Samus. Alright, stand in the middle of the room.
I think the performance on Samus specifically is a bit off, but I think the voice acting in general in this game is pretty good.
Surprised?
I also think the gameplay is quite good. I actually quite like the gameplay of this game.
Just like that, Samus.
It's got some flaws, but I think it's pretty fun. Obviously, it's a three-dimensional, not really third-person shooter. It's a 3D platformer, essentially, although there's not a big focus on platforming. When you press the fire button, there's auto-aim.
Okay.
It'll automatically aim at enemies within a certain window,
Reaction time.
within her field of view, basically.
Dodge him.
Sense move, yeah. If you dodge the last second,
Okay.
then you'll dodge. If you press the D-pad at the right second, you'll dodge, and you'll immediately get a full charge. But because of the way it's done, you don't actually have to time it. You can just mash the D-pad like this, and you'll automatically sense move as soon as it's possible. I've gotten hit a couple times doing that, but it's pretty reliable.
Use concentration to replenish your missiles.
This game uses the Wii's motion controls for several things, including aiming in first person for missiles,
Your pesky
and a few other things.
Here somewhere. Find him for me, huh?
There he is. To shoot missiles, you have to lock on in first person, and then you'll fire automatically with the A button. Automatically. You'll fire a missile with the A button, instead of a normal shot like it would normally be otherwise.
Like you ticked him off.
That is the only way to shoot missiles. There's no way to shoot missiles out of first person,
Okay, looking good.
and there's actually no way to shoot normal beam shots
Samus, now's your
while locked on to most enemies in first person. There's no locking on out of first person, because it's generally not necessary. Apparently, there was specific resistance in the development team to using an analog stick.
How about you
This
try-
plays with just the Wii Remote instead of Wii Remote and Nunchuck,
Don't hold back.
like most other first-party Wii games do. Or at least the most prominent ones.
Allow adequate room around during power bomb.
And Power Bomb play.
Alright, Samus. That's it for the test.
Yes, finally the tutorial's over. And there's another cutscene, obviously, before the game
Looks like you
starts.
took quite a bit of damage. It's unbelievable how well you've held up.
I wondered if this too was a result of the power the baby gave me.
Right. You're due in the meeting room. The big dogs are waiting. I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least somewhat presentable.
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me. I knew it to be true, but still couldn't help looking at my palm for a sign. Never again would I encounter the baby. Never. The finality of it struck me once again. Mission completed. The planet Zebes was annihilated, and all Metroids were exterminated. A simple report, almost dull even, but it felt momentous to me. I don't know how much time passed since then. Days went by in their quiet way, and people's recollections of Metroids and space pirates grew nebulous over time, relegated to a past concern of the galactic communities. nothing more than a faded memory. Codename Baby's Cry. A common SOS with the urgency of a baby crying. The nickname comes from the fact that the purpose of the signal is to draw attention. The signal was coming from a remote part of space. I altered the course of my ship as if this detour had already been part of my flight plan. Baby's Cry. It was as though it was crying specifically for me.
I apologize, there's lots of cutscenes here at the beginning. Okay, finally gameplay. Although, actually, I'm gonna lower the volume of the game audio real quick. No. It looked like it might have clipped at some point in that cutscene. I think it should be fine in general. But a little more cutscene.
Galactic Federation, huh?
My biggest problem with this game's story is just that Samus talks too much. I dislike the idea that Samus is constantly monologuing to herself. And that's kind of how this game presents it. Presents her, I guess. Like that intro scene with her on the ship, responding to the cry. I think it would be better if she just didn't talk. I think you'd get all the information you'd need.
Ah, fancy meeting you here, princess.
Remember me?
Anthony. There's only one person who calls me princess. And that person is Anthony Higgs of the Galactic Federation Army.
Haven't seen you since that last mission. Hey, and your buddy's here too.
Adam Malkovich, a general in the Galactic Federation Army. Not only a trusted confidant, but also my former superior officer. Yes, there was a time when I was enrolled in the Galactic Federation Army. And then I was young and inexperienced. As the result of a certain incident, I left Adam's command and set out on my path as a solitary bounty hunter.
What are you doing here?
The first words out of his mouth were typical coming from Adam. To answer his question, I recounted the details of what had brought me to this place, and then I asked what circumstances led the Federation here.
That information is not for an outsider.
The word he so obviously chose, outsider, pierced my heart.
Commander, we're all prepped.
No dice. I think our only option is to use the laser to slowly burn our way through. This is gonna take a while.
The electrical system here is out, and we can't get the barrier wall to open. We tried using explosives, but it's tricky to pull off without collateral damage. What we need is some way to focus the power onto one centralized location.
Let's go.
All right. I'm gonna go on ahead.
Adam hadn't authorized it, but I decided to remain on site for the sake of the others.
Samus has decided not to use bombs or missiles until Adam authorized them. Yep, there's the single biggest complaint with this game, is the fact that instead of acquiring new items, with a few exceptions, Samus has all the items you'll ever have in the game, and she just chooses not to use them until Adam authorizes them, which doesn't make sense. And I'll get into more stuff like that further on, but I just wanted to mention, I love Anthony, by the way. Easily my favorite character in the game. I'm going to continue to think about what the cutscenes would be like if Samus were just quiet. Can't go this way yet. I did lower the game volume. It shouldn't matter because I'll mess with it in the edit, but it should mean that it shouldn't peak at all. It might have peaked a couple times there in the beginning, and I apologize for that. If it sounds really bad, then I'll try to re-record it. Just those specific parts, or just like mute it for that part. I gotta be a little careful. At the beginning, you have like almost no health. I gotta be almost as careful as the whole time in hard mode. Not really though. He only did 6 damage. But yeah, so the only things we can do right now are shot, shoot, charge shot, and morph ball. That's it. I had normal missiles, but we can't just freely use those, so I can't like demonstrate. That is a target that you shoot repeatedly to activate it. You will encounter a bunch of those in the game. This video will be a little long, since there is so much. There are so many cutscenes here at the beginning. So this is probably going to be about an hour-long video. That's what I'm planning on. These guys just spawn infinitely? I think so. There is an item, but we can't get it right now, I think. Such a waste to come down here. Yeah, it's right here, and we need morph ball bombs. Pretty sure. Let's see. Can I even target it? I cannot. No, it's right. We do need bombs, but it's right there. Okay. I apologize. This might be a little, like, not as neat as my other Metroid videos, because I haven't played this game as much. I've only played through all the way twice. Once was just a few months ago, and I do generally like this game, gameplay-wise at least. Another thing I thought about, but well, didn't mention obviously because we'll get to this in a sec, because it was in a cutscene. The story of this game with Adam in particular doesn't really line up very well with the little backstory we got in Fusion. By the way, 2 restrooms here on this derelict space vessel. despite the fact that this is clearly not an active ship. Samus refuses to go into the male restroom, the men's restroom, because she's a girl. By the fact that she's investigating the ship. There should be an item in here. I did pick normal mode, didn't I? I did. I swear there's an item in here. Maybe not till later? I'm confused now. Okay. I guess I'll revisit. Could have sworn there was an item in there. Like I said, not an expert at this game. Yeah, there's a tutorial that there are interactable terminals. If you have a charge shot, you can't interact with them. You have to let go of your shot first. That's true for save rooms as well. I think this game looks pretty good. I'm curious how good it'll look on my recording. Because like, this is with an Elgato HD60, so it should look pretty good. But this is my first three-dimensional game, so not certain. Can I do this now? No, I need a Morph Ball Bomb. There's gonna be a lot of, like, passing by things that we can't do anything with because it hasn't been authorized yet. And there's a particular egregious example of that later. I can't interact with that right now because the power's out, right. But there was another thing I was gonna say, and now I can't think of it. Oh, Samus should have the gravity suit in the intro cutscene. She obviously had the gravity suit in the fight with Mother Brain in Super Metroid. But whatever. The gravity suit in this game doesn't change the entire appearance of the suit. It's called the gravity feature. And I shouldn't talk about too much later stuff. We'll get to that later. Where is it? What? Okay. Cutscene first, I guess.
He's dead. Someone or something attacked him.
Whoa. Get away from me! Miles! Enough!
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility. I didn't know what had brought Adam here, but I did know that cooperation was imperative if we were to restore safety. Adam, listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in complete disorder. It might be too dangerous for your men to go alone. That's why I've...
Look at that!
They're coming out of the wall!
All right, stay calm.
I like this boss. Fortunately, unlike the Prime games, there is no scan visor. Sometimes when you target things in first person, it will give you some information. Not for this one. What? I don't know why I was locked into first person there for a sec.
This ain't good. Nothing's working. Listen up. Freeze guns authorized. Samus, I'm authorizing missile use.
No, missiles are now authorized. Sorry. when you target something in first person, sometimes, for the bosses, generally, it'll add a health bar. Can I hit his eye right now? I think so. Yeah. And then he'll swing down.
Concentrate fire in a single location and freeze that thing. And Samus, you attack the frozen spot.
Yeah, I think that'd be obvious, but thanks anyway, bro. That's a weird attack. I have no idea what this guy's name is. I wish there was a scan visor in this game, because I really like it in Prime. Oh, it's still coming kind of close to peaking the mic, or peaking the audio. I might turn it down to 10 for the next video. Turn it down by 10 decibels. I have it down by 5 right now. Yeah, I know, you don't have to tell me again. I like the one missile. I think one missile one-shots it, actually.
Samus, looks like I'm gonna need to ask for your cooperation on this mission, but I'm also gonna have to ask that you follow my commands. You don't move unless I say so, and you don't fire until I say so. Any objections, lady?
The thumbs up sign had been used by the Galactic Federation for ages. Me? I was known for giving the thumbs down during briefing. I had my reasons, though. Commander Adam Malkovich was normally cool and not one to joke around. But he would end all of his mission briefings by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He was joking, but others weren't. At the time, I felt surrounded by people who treated me like a child, or used kid gloves because I was a woman. And yet with Adam, I was grateful for the nod. My past has left me with an uneasy soul, and as a result, it touched me on some level that Adam would acknowledge that past by calling me something delicate, like lady. And I knew more than anyone that every word from Adam was deliberate. My thumbs down was a twofold response. A sign of derision at being called a lady, and a signal of my complete understanding of the mission orders. The other soldiers were always willing to support me with easy smiles despite the fact that I clearly had so much yet to learn. Among them was Anthony. In the face of his well-meaning behavior and that of the other soldiers, my response was to become increasingly bitter. I was a child, always with something to prove, a chip on my shoulder. And I was angry. I felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken. And beyond that, I was scared. But even in the naivete of my youth, I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my past, and he knows me better than anyone else. Confession time. Because I was so young when I lost both of my parents, there's no question I saw Adam as a father figure. When I rebelled against him, I knew I could get away with it. And his paternal compassion in the face of my rebellion reinforced the special bond I felt with him. I understood well that chances were slim that I would ever find anyone that understood me like Adam. And yet, when the time came, I still left his side. I was so young and naive.
Exactly what transpired here on the bottle ship is still uncertain.
Here's what we do know. The equipment we thought had been destroyed is operational again. And we've seen casualties attributed to an unidentified and lethal creature. The situation is critical. We need to gather all the information we can, but priority one is to find any survivors and bring them to safety. Consider this site extremely dangerous. Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem. The wireless interference in this facility is all-pervasive. Your comm systems are useless. As a result, communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths. Well then, Lyle, investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint with the explosives.
Gotcha.
Maurice, you cover Sector 2. Repair any equipment you come across.
Affirmative.
Anthony, you're Sector 3. I'll leave it to you to decide whether plasma guns are called for.
All right.
James, check out the control bridge. Our communication issues might be the result of electrical interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any trace of survivors.
Got it.
Each of you is authorized to use a freeze gun. Do not forget to check in regularly via navigation booths. And Samus, you go to the system management room. Do everything you can to get the electrical system back up and running. Looks like your comm system is still functional. Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen. Regarding auxiliary weapons, the use of bombs has been authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can. However, we currently have no plans to authorize the use of power bombs. As you know, they have the ability to spread a high-temperature heat wave over a large area, impacting living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission in the system management room is complete, I need you to report back. I'll give you your next orders then. I want you all to be especially careful as you execute your missions. That's the end of the briefing.
It was the first joint mission I'd been a part of since becoming a freelance bounty hunter.
That's not true.
And of course, it was the first time since my Federation days that I was following the orders of a commanding officer. Having received mission orders from Adam, I felt confused and strangely exhilarated at the unexpected turn of events. I responded. Understood, Adam. No objections, of course.
It's not true. This is the first time she's followed her. It's not the first time she's been a part of a joint exercise. She did lots of things with the Federation in Prime 3. So yeah, this game takes place between Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion, obviously. Between Metroid 3 and 4, which is why it's basically just Metroid. Which is why it's basically Metroid 3.5. Okay, where is the secret? Right here. Where? Oh, I did break it. I didn't notice that it broke. I was so confused. Yes, missile tanks in this game give you 1 additional missile in your capacity, which is fine because missiles aren't very useful. That's not really true. They're actually pretty useful in combat, but you still won't end up using nearly as many. And you can replenish them for free with concentration. You can't always jump over things. There's lots of invisible walls. I don't remember if you can actually get to this now. No, I don't think so. You can get up to it, but not enough to count. Okay, now there's several things we can do. I actually do want to head back to get some items before we do anything else. It's probably not actually worthwhile, but it's what I want to do. But yeah, like I said, this first video is going to be about an hour long because there's so much, so many cutscenes at the beginning. So many. More even than I remember there being. There's a 5-bomb drop, by the way. First appearance of that move since Super Metroid. Because obviously, while this game... Oh, I forgot this is actually where we're supposed to go. Come on, activate the thing. While this game came out in 2010, I believe, or 2009? One of the two. It came out after Prime 3 and before Federation Force. It was the only Metroid game released between 2007 and 2016. It was the last game in the series for 6 years. It was 2010. Pretty sure. Yeah, now we obviously need to progress further that way. The map shows secrets, by the way. They appear as dots. One of my biggest complaints with this game is that there is no way to see the map up close. Really, the map on the pause screen is simplified. It does not have any of the detail you see on the minimap in the top right. And basically, it's not useful. It also doesn't tell you if you can go through doors. The whole map system in this game in general is not great. And there's some specific parts where it is very annoying. I forgot that I can't go back. There's no reason why I can't go back. Another thing I wanted to say. I don't know how Adam gets into that booth so easily. It is actually quite difficult to get back into that spot. As we will find way later. Yes. Jump on top of an enemy, and then you can release a charge shot to do substantial damage. I believe it's more damage than a charge shot normally does. Although I'm not sure that's true. Blue dots on the map show the location of items. Yep, this one right here. Yeah, I didn't mention we got an energy tank. There are fewer energy tanks than in most Metroid games. Ugh. Oh, yeah. I always forget this. I say always like I played this game a ton of times. I've started more than 2 files. I started a hard file, obviously. I think this will open the bridge back, right? Or put it back? No, it puts it away. No, okay, bridge is back. Whatever. And then now, this elevator is here. The things on the sides are down now, including the lowest ones. Some of them were active before. If we go here, press this, it'll raise all of the side things. And now we can get into that alcove on the left. We cannot go in here. If I could get it visible, I'd be able to target that item. It's a type of collectible we haven't gotten yet called an Excel charge. Obviously, I can't shoot it through the glass. That target thing. I don't know what most things are called in this game, if I'm being honest. Yeah, 5-bomb drop. Like I said, already so disorganized. This game is going to be weird. I'm going to have more negative things to say than I have so far. Oftentimes, you'll be forced to stop and save before being able to progress. It's a little weird. Like, it's fine. Saving also refills your health, as it said there, by energy restoration. And it will fill out the map when you go to a new navigation room, which isn't new. This is the first time we came here since the briefing and or since the power came back. I'm not actually sure which one changes things. Also, it's a new cinematic camera here. And another cutscene. Okay.
Samus, go through the hatch on your right and head towards Sector 1. Lyle went ahead to secure a route to a facility of interest. I'll leave you to survey Sector 1.
I realize I've shown the map screen, but I haven't shown anything else. There's also the status screen, which shows Samus and all of your upgrades. Beam, normal beam. Press and hold 1 until fully charged and release to shoot a charge beam. Normal missile, press A while locked on. Bomb. Change Samus into a ball shape. Controls. Oh, this is morph ball. Sorry. Horizontally press A. Morph ball mode. Place ball. Press 1. We don't have anything miscellaneous. We have the power suit for suit. We don't have any energy parts. We don't have any Excel charges. That's what that yellow collectible was in the room we couldn't get to. Energy parts are quarters of an energy tank, essentially like pieces of heart in Zelda. Story, you can see summary of what's happened so far. Samus's help. Adam's team defeats a gigantic creature. Adam uses the incident as an opportunity to ask Samus for her aid if she'll be willing to follow his orders. As the soldiers split up to search the area, Samus begins on her assigned task, restoring power to the main sector. Having restored power to the main sector, Samus receives Adam's next order, investigate Sector 1. Those are little brief summaries of what's happened in the story so far. You'll see it every time you load your save file, and you can check it at any time. I'm not going to be covering all of the story section stuff because it's going to be a lot. By the way, some objects you can target, and it will tell you what item you need to get through them. In this case, Power Bomb. Aiming might be a little bit hard for me because I'm much closer to the sensor bar than I normally would be. I guess if I'm going to explain my setup a little bit, I have my Wii U set up on my computer desk. This, by the way, leads to where Adam is. It's locked right now, presumably for his safety. But... Oh, come on. Get in there. What? I know I can get in there. What the hell? Can I not get in that one? Oh, I can't get in that one, I guess. I have to go in this one. Okay. But normally, obviously, I play my Wii U in my basement on my TV. I said TV, kind of weird there. But right now, to record it, since I was having issues with my setup in the basement, I have it set up on my computer desk, on my main computer monitor. Why am I having trouble here? I don't know why I'm having difficulty with this. I definitely don't normally. Oh, come on! Am I gonna have to cut till I get this to work? I am pretty sure I can do this right now. Yeah, Jesus. These boxes you have to destroy with, like, usually a bomb or a missile or something. But, so my sensor bar is below my main monitor, and it's only like 3 or 4 feet away from me. The aiming is gonna feel a little weird. Should be alright though. Yeah, at any point in time you can go into first person mode and aim, including during some somewhat cinematic things like this. Pretty cool, actually. I like the idea that you can open at any time to get a better view of the action. It's not as helpful as you might think, but it is cool. Can I progress this way? I don't remember which way I'm supposed to go. Oh my god, get on him. It can be a little fiddly to actually get on an enemy for an overblast. Okay, this is progress. Ow. It's pretty common in this game that you'll be locked into a room until you kill all the enemies, which isn't exactly a weird thing. That's in the 2D games too. But obviously, it's a lot harder to see where all the enemies are in 3D, and sometimes you have to kind of wander around to find them. Basically, like what's happened here. I actually want to try going up first. For some reason, I thought that was progress. Puffers! I'm not sure if they're called puffers here. They might be bowls, like they are in Super and Fusion. This game, in general, is heavily based on Fusion and Super, which makes sense. It's the game that takes place right between them. Oh my god, get up there. Like, I know I can reach that. I think there's just an item up here. There's a door down, but I think that's talking about the one I entered from before I got in the elevator. Yeah, there's an energy tank up here. Right? No, energy part. I can't really tell them apart. Energy bar. Collect 4 and your energy capacity will increase. Yeah. Just like I said. God, I apologize if you can hear the disk drive noises from my Wii U. I don't really have a better place to put the Wii U. It doesn't seem like it's picked up by the mic when I'm quiet. I don't think it's loud enough to get through the noise gate. But it might be audible when I'm talking. Occasionally. Jesus, hopefully occasionally. Oh, yeah, another thing. There's so many things that came up while I was watching cutscenes and I wanted to say, but I had to wait. Another one is, even Samus's items that are not dangerous in any way are still withheld from her. Like the Varia suit and the Gravity suit, both of which are purely safety things for Samus. It makes no sense to withhold the Varia and Gravity features from Samus. It doesn't make sense. And even the dangerous stuff doesn't really make sense either, because she's already shown many times that she can use her weapons without causing collateral damage. She's treated a bit like a child, and it's really annoying. And obviously people talked about how kind of... I'm hitting something that's in the way. How vaguely sexist it feels that throughout this game, Samus is almost exclusively taking orders from a man. And obviously that's not necessarily a sexist thing, but Samus is Samus is a beacon of powerful female characters. It's one of the first ones in video games. Obviously based on Ellen Ripley, one of the first prominent female protagonists in movies. And like Ripley, it's annoying when she's told what to do. Part of Aliens is that Ripley is initially having to take orders until she has to be the one to save the day. She knows what she's doing. And the dude whose name I don't remember, who doesn't know what he's doing but is in charge. I think he's a representative of Weyland-Yutani? I don't remember. I need to rewatch the Alien movies. I like these chameleon guys. They remind me a lot of Sting Chameleon from Mega Man X. I'm not sure why I didn't sense move there. Sometimes it's a little weird. It doesn't seem like there's any specific system in place to prevent you from just spamming, but it also just doesn't always work. We can look up at this and see that we require the grapple beam for that, but I don't currently have that. Well, I do. I'm gonna try not to harp too much. There's plenty of small things to complain about in this game. Because really, from a gameplay perspective, it's not that different from actually finding the upgrades directly. It's basically just a story decision that feels like it hurts Samus as a character. And I'm sure some things I'll complain about more than other people find reasonable. And that's fine. I'm not trying to say that my complaints with this game are objective. Most Metroid fans agree that, at the very least, this game is flawed. I think most agree that it's bad, and I wouldn't go quite that far. You can also see where your objective leads. By pausing, you can see where you're supposed to go. Not unlike Metroid Fusion. We can come over here, but we can't do anything without the grapple beam. I actually really like the beam of light that comes down from the grapple spots. It's very good communication if you can't see the thing itself, that it's a grapple location. This game's full of little good design like that. There's just other issues at play. And I think this game, as I said, and I think my Mega Man X6 series, I think this game could really benefit from a remake. I'm just sad that it's probably not going to happen because there would not be much demand for it. Similar to... I mentioned at the same time, so it feels repetitive to say it here again, but whatever. Similar to Kingdom Hearts 358 Days and Recoded. They're two DS Kingdom Hearts games that have never gotten a remake, and they are the two that I think would most benefit from a remake. So I'm sad that they haven't got them. And it's sad that a lot of the time, games that could most benefit from being remade don't have the demand for a remake. And I don't think Nintendo would be confident this game would sell well if they re-released it. Anytime you're out of missiles or low on health, you can hold the Wii Remote vertical and hold A, and you'll refill your missiles, and you'll get back up to 100 health. 99 health, actually. This is the only Metroid game where energy tanks are not worth 100. There is no zero value on the counter. So, each energy tank is actually worth 99. My max health right now is 198. I'm gonna try to be quiet in the future, stop talking when I readjust in my seat, because the sound of my chair in videos annoys me. And if I don't talk during those parts, then I can just cut it out in editing. Ooh, we're sliding down here. Ugh, it would have said super missile. We need super missiles to break that thing. But we now can't go back up. This is a one-way path for now. Because we can't resist the fall of the slope. Ow! I wish I knew what this dude was called, because I like him. This Roland dude. He's got one eye. I like the enemy designs a lot in this game. I like the art in general, the design in general. Enemy design, character design, whatever. The human characters are a bit simple. Oh, I didn't check characters. Actually, I forgot about that. The list of characters. Adam Malkovich, General Federation Corps member, giving orders on the investigation from the bottle ship control room. Maurice Favreau, Galactic Federation Corps member, currently investigating Sector 2 under Adam's command. Anthony Higgs, Sector 3. Lyle Smithsonian, currently securing a route to a facility in Sector 1 under Adam's command. James Pierce, currently investigating the control bridge. Eiji Misawa, residential sector under Adam's command, blah, blah, blah. Not a lot of interesting information there, but it's cool that it's at least a thing. This game has a lot of really cool concept art that you can unlock by beating the game. It's some kind of like anime style art. Some of it I won't. I might show some of it in a previous video. Maybe episode 4. Because that'll be the next recording session. I'm probably not going to quit out in these first 3 videos. Lethal Strike is also a thing. You can stun enemies and then move toward them to do a sort of grab animation. Kind of like the grab sequences in Dread and Samus Returns. You played out of those. Dread, by the way, and Samus Returns, but especially Dread, takes inspiration from the entire series, including this game, which is crazy. Is the door unlocked? Or do I need to kill the little ones, too? No, it's unlocked. I just need to go this way. I don't remember what I was saying. Whatever. We can go in here. But, if I remember correctly, there's nothing to do in here. We can kill these enemies. And we might have to? I don't think so, though. Ow. Trying to remember what I was saying. We can see this item up here. And targeting will tell us what it is. A missile tank. As you can just tell by looking at it. By the way, to use a power-on, you charge a missile, which is an interesting approach for it. We can still charge right now, we just can't charge all the way. Honestly, 15 missile tanks is plenty. Or 15 missiles, rather. I'm remembering how to get all the secrets. I like this room. Nothing to do in here right now, but I like it. Ooh, this video will be ending soon. I'm debating whether or not to do this part first. I guess I'll do it first. Some parts, by the way, like that restroom earlier, will limit you to third-person view, and this doesn't feel great, but it's the thing.
The large cage-like booth looked like something had been raised in it. And in one corner was the miserable form of a researcher's corpse. This victim hadn't sustained the same injuries. The dead I'd seen had been torn apart by something large. This one had been attacked by a different type of creature. And as I studied the violence this creature had wrought, I felt something in the air, the presence of a dark intelligence.
Yeah, like I was saying, this doesn't feel great. And it's annoying that you're forced into it in certain sections. Yeah, once we go in there, that locks, and we can't go back in there now for quite a while, actually. I believe later we can go into at least one of these two rooms. The secret in this room, which we actually can't see right now. Weird. There's a secret. Is it because I'm on the lower level? No, I don't know. The secret in this room, I had to look up both the last two times I played. I will remember now, but... Ooh, now there's an enemy in here. Which allows us to break it now. We could have shot it before, but it wouldn't have broken. I always think this is breakable, because similar grates are, but that one's not. There's a grate midway as well back there, and it's also not breakable. Interacting with that room is the thing we were supposed to do. Because now, I think that door is supposed to be unlocked. Okay, cutscene again. There's parts like this where you're forced into first person, you have to find something. Some of them are more difficult than others. This, you have to find the rustling there.
Samus, proceed through the hatch I just unlocked. Your next destination is a little further ahead.
Alright, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this video here. Although I will quickly mention... Oh my god, sorry. Sorry. I will quickly mention that... we can't go back. That Adam's statement there implies that he's just freely able to open or unlock at least some doors, which makes the fact that you're locked into a lot of rooms and forced to kill enemies strange. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end this video here. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.